Recently, I watched the 2023 PlayStation Showcase with the help of some friends. Wait, that makes it sound like I can't watch something without supervision. I promise I've got a better attention span than that. E3 is dead now, long live the cringe. The following is a completely accurate summary of the showcase. Trust me. The showcase begins with this fancy transition sequence, which we're going to be seeing a lot of. Not the same every time, but it happens between almost every game. At least it's not 20 minutes of filler between every game. The first game is just a cinematic trailer, which means it gets the certified snore and tossed in the bin of games I don't give a shit about because there's absolutely no actual gameplay being shown, which means this trailer is a 0 out of 10. It's a PvP heist game, but I cannot understate just how uninterested I am if there is no gameplay. After another hue slider, we're introduced to Jim Ryan, who is supposedly the president and CEO of Sony, but I've never heard of him before, and he's got 2 first names, which means he's probably just an alien pretending to be a person, which, well, no, actually that makes perfect sense that he's a CEO. He fits right in with all the others. The second game is Starship Troopers. I know it's not actually Starship Troopers, but come on. Campy military propaganda, mowing down waves of insect-like aliens on a desert planet, it's Starship Troopers. And this trailer actually has gameplay, which means I'm giving you my personal permission to mark it down on your I am interested in this game list.
Would you like to know more?
We blew Dabba our way to the next trailer, which has some actual gameplay in it too, even if that gameplay looks like someone saw Skyrim and decided they wanted to make an entire game dedicated to janky first-person magic combat. This game is a sequel to Immortals Phoenix Rising? Then we go straight into the next game, no PlayStation transition necessary, because the trailer contains no actual gameplay, which means this is game number 2 that gets the certified snore and tossed into the bin of games I don't give a shit about. I don't think the first Ghost Runner was all that good anyways. Fade to black into the next game, which looks like Sekiro if you sucked out all the color and then replaced it with even more anime bullshit, but I think it looks like this could be fun as long as you can ignore the dialogue. Don't worry, that's a good thing, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. And now it's time for some artsy game made by the guys who made Abzu. It's old. Journey Hawk's Pro Skater. Put it on the list. I don't care if it doesn't look like your thing. When I tell you to put it on the list, you write that shit down. I run the circus here. Blue. Guess we couldn't make it through the rest of this thing without another cinematic trailer that doesn't show any gameplay. Certified snore. Throw it in the bin. It's just Talos Principle 2. You never played the first one. Don't lie to me. You just heard it was good from that one friend that actually gives a shit about Myst in this century. Next up is a game from the people who made Grizz. Grease, whatever. It's a really artsy game and the dog gets killed, but unfortunately I give no exceptions to my no gameplay rule, which means I'm obligated to give this game a certified snore and throw it in the bin. It looked pretty good, too. Or should I say that there are never any exceptions? I'll see myself out. Next up is a game about being a cat pirate. Sold, put it on the list. Moving on. Now it's time for Splatoon, but anime. I have a feeling this game will come and go, and the only thing people are going to remember about it is the Rule 34. I bet by the time this video comes out, there's already some circulating. Let me know if I'm right, and where I should specifically avoid in order to not accidentally see them. Next up is a storybook-style top-down RPG thing, but it turns into a 3D platformer in a kid's room. Sold. It kind of reminds me of Little Big Planet, and I love Little Big Planet. Put it on the list. Get over here and put it on the list. I'm gonna need a new intern. Pew, 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 pew. Up next, or maybe down next, it's Teardown. We already know this one. It's coming to PS5. Now, console players can also enjoy the single-digit FPS when they set 106 of dynamite over every single surface and press the detonate button. Put it on the list. Oh, right, I have to do that myself now. Oh boy, another cinematic trailer with no gameplay. Certified snore. Throw it in the bin. Fuck, it's Metal Gear Solid? Triangle? Whatever, no exceptions, even if I really want there to be. Hey, this trailer's got actual gameplay. It's an open world base building, crafting, survival game. Okay, technically this skirts past the certified snore, but I'm not putting this on the list, okay? Every single one of those words I used to describe this game made me fall asleep. Now the highly anticipated Final Fantasy XVI. It's like 99% cinematics, but they've got a little bit of gameplay in there, which means they just barely skirt by. You're allowed to put it on the list. Extra long transition. It's Alan Wake 2. I mean, that's all you need to know. What do you mean people don't remember Alan Wake anymore? It's a flashlight horror game from well before all those other terrible flashlight horror games that plagued the 2010s. It was good, okay? It's Remedy. Also, the trailer contains this hilarious moment.
What's your name?
What's your name? Alan Wake 2. And now, Assassin's Creed. You're either really interested in this, or you're like me and burn it on the series in 2013. This is the one that's supposed to be more like the older games and less like the ones that people actually started to like again after they changed the formula up. Good idea, Ubisoft. Cat. I can't tell if this is gameplay or not, so it will avoid the bin on a technicality because the last game like this also looked like that during the gameplay. You win this time, Revenant Hill. Don't think I won't retroactively bin you if I find out this was all just a cinematic. Woo! Tunnel transition! Dragon Quest. This is Dragon Quest. It's not Dragon Quest? Are you sure? I'm pretty sure this is Dragon Quest. And now for the 6th Street Fighter, as long as you don't count spin-offs or the 57 different versions of Street Fighter 2. We all know why you're interested in this game. You don't have to lie.
Oh, I know why. Sonic Forces. It reminds me of that.
Oh my god.
It reminds you of Sonic Forces?
How?
What?
How?
What is wrong with you, Charles?
Okay, the concept, nothing else.
It's fucking Street Fighter, Charles. Next up, Hollow Knight if you took acid beforehand, which is pretty much what I imagine the people waiting for Silksong are doing at this point, because have you seen the Hollow Knight subreddit lately? They're not okay right now. This is Genshin Impact with robots, I think? It's weeb shit. Oh, right. Dragon's Dogma is a thing. I kind of forgot about it. Somebody's probably really mad that I'm not super hyped for this right now. Stay mad, but also don't forget to subscribe so that you can keep tabs on all my future opinions just so you can feel vindicated that you don't agree with any of them. What's next? Oh no. This trailer's gonna have a jump scare at the end, isn't it? Are they gonna try and jump scare us in the trailer? No, okay. I don't know how many oh yeah, there was a jump scare in the trailer. Okay. Cool, thanks.
The jump scare wasn't even good.
No, it never is. Well, guess what, Five Nights at Freddy's? Not actual gameplay means you get a certified snore and into the bin. Fuck you and your jump scare. Now it's VR time, which means you can tune out for the next 6.5 minutes because nobody owns a PSVR. Right, let's go lightning round. Resident Evil 4 VR mode. List. Arizona Sunshine 2, but none of this is actual gameplay, which means it gets a certified snore and tossed in the bin. Crossfire? More like cross it off the list of games I'd ever be interested in. It's just another VR shooter that looks identical to all the others. Transition. Synapse. Looks kinda interesting. List. Beat Saber Queen DLC, which means I can't play any of the music from this section unless I want to lose all my money. It's Beat Saber. It's not only already on the list, but you should have played it by now. Okay, now we're back to things we can actually care about again, but off to a bad start with the first look at the new Marathon, which looks like a cinematic trailer with no actual gameplay. So it gets a certified snore and tossed in the bin. No exceptions. Also, Destiny. Cade's back, of course he is. He's literally the only thing that could get anyone interested in checking back in after the train wreck of Lightfall. This means I'm gonna have to cover Final Shape for Cass, aren't I? Hooray, more cinematic trailers. Certified snore, bin it, moving on. We're transitioning games with lasers. Gran Turismo, the game, the movie. I don't give a shit about a movie during a games conference. And guess what? A movie contains no gameplay, which means I'm allowed to give it the certified snore and bin it on a technicality. Fuck yeah. And now Jim Ryan is back to stall for time before we finally get to the one thing everyone actually tuned in for.
But
Show us Spider-Man!
Later this year,
Where's Spider-Man? Spider-Man! Spider-Man! What the fuck is this? This is the Wii U gamepad. Who the fuck wants this? Nobody asked for this. Where's Spider-Man? Bring me gameplay of Spider-Man! 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 This doesn't look like Spider-Man. It could be Kraven. I think this is Spider-Man and this is a fake out and that's Kraven. No, that's Kraven. That's for sure Kraven.
Wait, no, my brain's...
It's Kraven.
You say that, I don't really know who Kraven is.
He's a Spider-Man villain. See?
Oh.
It's Spider-Man.
Yep. You got it.
I knew immediately, dude. There was no way they weren't going to show Spider-Man.
What?
What do you mean, what? It's Venom.
How
How much do you not know about Spider-Man?
I know a decent amount about Spider-Man. I have not kept up to date on the games.
Well, this is new what they're showing. Like, this is the first time we've seen, like, Venom with Spider-Man. But, like, it's Venom.
Oh,
that's
okay.
classic Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, I do know that.
Oh.
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto.
I guess this is DLC.
No, it's Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
Anthony, where have you been?
under a fucking rock apparently.
Why do you think why do you think I was waiting for Spider-Man at the end of this conference?
I don't know, man. I don't pay attention to PlayStation.
Apparently. Stealth. Ah, the Uncharted car chase sequence. Now we get the Crash Bandicoot sequence.
Wait 23 Gaming, ladies and gentlemen.
Surprise! Spider-Man wasn't delayed. I mean, there's still time, but like, it's still slated for the fall. And that's the end of the games conference. Yeah, that was smooth. Game over. Show over? It's over. Get off the toilet. Testing the mic up your butt.